What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. And this is where we at here. Listen, look, man, as you can clearly see the title of the broadcast, this is crazy here. Now, this gentleman that you see on my screen, he's going viral on TikTok right now for asking this question. Now, he was just asking a question, and definitely, the man said he was in the grocery store, and obviously, he's a Gen X guy, he's an older guy, things like that. Back in the day, people used to, definitely black community, we used to speak to each other. I mean, we didn't have to know each other to just speak to each other in the grocery store or something like that. It's just proper to speak to people. Like, you go around any other culture. I've been around white cultures, other cultures, stuff like that. They speak in passing. It's not nothing that, not trying to stop whole conversations, none of that shit. But obviously they was trying to, man, they went in on this man right here about asking the question, do, black women, speak, just genuinely speak in passing anymore. And they tried to come up with all types of crazy ass scenarios where he was trying to talk to the woman to get her down, and he must have been trying to talk to some super pretty black woman, and man, it's crazy out here. So we're about to dive off into this, and quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
So I just came out of Kroger's to buy some groceries for next week, and I've got a question. God's had me in this period of isolation these last few months, so I just want to make sure I didn't miss the memo. So what is it with a lot of, I said a lot of, many of them, not all of them, black women in the grocery store, you look them right in the face and you say hello, and they act like you didn't say anything. Am I missing something, or is there a memo that I did not hear about? This is Dr. Dex. Remember, Dr. Dex loves you.
Now, you heard what this gentleman had to say. He basically asked the question, what was going on with black women and not speaking anymore? And of course, he comes from a generation to where we as black people used to speak to each other. I still speak to people when I'm out, things like that, whether I'm around black, white, Indian, Asian, I don't, it doesn't matter to me. I still speak to people. I was raised by old school people, things like that. I'm, all this new age crap, you in your feelings, or you got personal issues that you can't, your traumas and all that type of shit. Leave that shit at home or go see a therapist. Go see a therapist or something. Do your due diligence. But I still speak to people. And this is wild right here. So we're going to have a collective of individuals here talking out the side of their necks about about speaking to people. And, that used to be a way of how you networked. You speak to people in public, things like that, and maybe strike up a conversation or something. Maybe not, but it's it just depends. And I get it. Some people don't, want to speak back and stuff like that. That's fine. You keep it moving, but you still do your due diligence as a human being. And I'm coming from a humanitarian standpoint here. We're all humans here. Now, your personal issues and stuff like that, all this delusion and shit everybody wants to live in nowadays is causing a huge problem out here. So listen, look, we're about to keep diving because it's about to get crazier. So we're going to hear from this young man right here and see what he had to say about the situation at hand here.
I know this old man did not just get on the internet and ask, are black women not speaking to black men at the grocery store no more? Miss me with this nonsense. You dudes will have one bad experience with a woman and be like, that's black women in general or something.
That old man that say nothing about black women, say it like that. Listen, look, that old man asked the question. He talking about one bad experience. I don't know what this little introvert looking ass motherfucker saying. But when you get out here in the world, if you get off the your damn phone while you walking around every day on your phone and look up and actually see how society work, and I guarantee you this young nigga right here probably ain't speak to people. He probably don't speak to people. So yeah, it is an issue. It is an issue. You got one bad experience with, no, that's not one bad experience. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole, that I'm a testimony to that too. It's not one bad experience. I can clearly see what the older gentleman was talking about.
Like that. Miss me with the nonsense, bro. Stop crying. And matter of fact, people don't have to speak back to you. I'm sorry. Grow up. You're too old to be asking questions like this. There are rude people in every type of person, every type of people people out here. Goodness gracious. That's so soft. You go to the end. Did I miss the memo? You know darn well when you speak to people in general, they speak back. Okay? What are we crying about? That is so soft.
Who the hell said that man was crying? And see, these young cats right here that, you know, saying these internet pros, these young internet cats sitting around here. Oh, that's so, why you crying? Why you crying? Why you sitting in your basement every day looking stupid? You know, black people used to have some type of decorum and some type of respect for each other. But of course, I see that the respect is gone because this young man right here is calling this old man stupid for actually just trying to speak to people. This is ridiculous.
I mean, they are speaking to us in the mud. Did I miss the memo? Is this what we doing? Oh my goodness, bro. Y'all dudes, oh boy, y'all dudes are tiring. Y'all dudes are tiring.
No, you know what's tiring, son? Those glasses you're wearing. That's what's fucking tiring. Maybe you need to talk to God and get mad at God because he didn't give you proper eyesight without needing to use glasses at such a young age. Stupid ass idiot. This is crazy out here. These people are ridiculous. Yes, and I'm pissed off about this situation because at the end of the day, though, I know exactly where that man is coming from. When you speak to people, and I'm not saying that people are obligated to speak to you back. No, that's not what I'm saying. But all I'm saying is, though, you shouldn't sit around and try to shame people for actually just doing what, you know, humans been doing for thousands of years, which is just speaking to people in passing. It's, you know, that's that's a basic humanitarian situation. I don't understand it. But listen, look, all right, we're finna see what this lady has to say. She's a part of the Gen X situation as well. So let's see what she has to say.
The Gen X black man who says black women don't speak in the grocery store. I see your point and I don't. The reason why I say that is I'm also Gen X. So I do know that there was this understanding that in spaces, black people are supposed to speak to one another.
Right.
I get it.
Used to be.
Supposed to speak. But I do have a question because I'm older, I'm Gen X. And when black men speak to me, I speak back. Why? Because typically, you know, I'm older, right? If you were trying to talk to younger women, that's probably the reason why they weren't speaking. There's no protection of black women. No one's protecting us.
What you mean? No, listen, look, woman. I don't see this that bullshit we're talking about. Now here she go talking out the side of her neck. There's no protection for black women. When y'all get online every day, all day in mass for the past, well, y'all haven't been for the past 30 years online, but at least for the past 20 years, at least, black women have been telling black men to leave them alone. Don't talk to us. Don't try to talk to us in public, things like that. We want to be left alone. And I get it. You know what I'm saying? And it goes to what the gentleman is talking about as well about, you know what I'm saying, speaking to, you know, women in public and stuff like that. Yes, it obviously, yeah, he didn't get that memo. Black women been telling us for the longest to leave us, to leave them alone, definitely in public. And, you know, this young lady, this Gen X lady right here is going to try, you know, she's kind of putting it together. She's kind of putting it together. And yes, you know, the younger generation of women are like, you know, nah, we're unprotected out here. Black men don't care about us at the end of the day. What do you mean? When you treat black men like crap out there most of the time and you're dragging them through the court system, you do all types of egregious things and stuff like that. You talk to men like you're another man, you know, and nobody wants to talk about that. Black, you know, black women in some regards talk to black men like they're talking to, like she's a man. And then, you know, of course, she's going to lose respect for you because you can't do her like you would do another man that's talking to you sideways.
So what the French coach is going to think about?
So how you supposed to handle that situation? And this is the mass thing that's been going on amongst the black community in society and stuff like that. That's the reason why these women are acting the way that they're acting and talking out the side of their necks.
Right. And I have to say, the only thing that's kind of protecting me is the fact that I'm older. You typically don't mean anything by it. Why? Because they see me as an older woman, and they're
What
not
does that
gonna
mean?
pursue me. But when it goes to you are speaking merely because you find them attractive, you want something out of it. You're not just trying to speak, right?
So you're saying that this older man, and see, this is what I'm talking about here. Everybody's carrying this man's question all the way out the atmosphere. He didn't sit there and say he was trying to talk to the young lady to get her phone number, or he did speak to none of that. He didn't, they're just assuming that this older man was trying to talk to a young lady. We don't know how old the lady was he spoke to. We don't know. He didn't mention how old the lady was. She not even getting online to say who she is, to say how old she is. We're just assuming that he tried to talk to some young girl. I mean, what? What are we doing here, people? Use your logical brains out here. This is ridiculous. You just assuming that this chick was young or whatever.
Typically, it's to protect themselves. Let's not speak. Let's not create this interaction where you're thinking that I want to be interested, because if it does go left, I have no one out here to protect me. No one out here to protect me, and I'm going to have to protect myself, because literally, we are the most unprotected. So no one is going to protect us if you are trying to pursue and then get rejected, right? I don't know if you were trying to speak to somebody younger than yourself. I completely understand why they didn't speak, because younger Black women have learned, don't do it. Don't speak in public, because it could turn left. Let me be as mean as possible, but not too mean, because I don't want to get harmed. So yeah, Black women, maybe older Black women will speak in public. And maybe some of them don't, but if they're younger, they're definitely not going to speak because they're trying to protect themselves. And if they're older, they know that we're not your demographic.
Man, stop it. See, you know what I'm saying? And that's what's harming the community. That type of thought process right there. That's what's harming the community, is that, you know what I'm saying? Like she said, the younger women have learned that, no Black men out here are going to protect them and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm just, man, fuck it. I'm going to say it because it need to be said. If these Black women weren't out here, some of them definitely, not all, but if they weren't out here, terrorizing Black men and using the system and, setting Black men up in certain cases, stuff like that, we would have these problems where we're basically, most Black men are low key probably terrified of y'all. I mean, just being honest.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
And then, some of these Black women, they get themselves in these situations and stuff like that. And, they expect men to come crash out after you didn't, talk to some strange dude sideways. And it's a lot. It's a lot that's going on. And the reason why these situations are happening, and they're talking about, Black women, Black men as a whole don't protect us. Listen, look, at the end of the day, though, if you're out in public, and you get in an altercation with some stranger that you don't even know, and you expect, the other men around you just to come bum rush and give this type of agape protection, and they don't even know what's going on. And we've heard plenty of stories and seen plenty of stories where men will do stuff like that. They get deleted, and she's still doing her thing out here. This is crazy. No intelligent individual is about to defend anybody that they don't know what's going on. So, all right, let's keep going here, because this is going to be a good one.
For the Black lady in the grocery store who did not speak back to you when you said, hey, please understand, sir, be glad that you spoke to her and not me. Because there is a Black woman that will meet you with that fire if you don't back your and stop talking to me.
What? Hold on. So what this young lady just said, hold on. Let's go back just a second here. Hold on.
And not me. Because there is a black woman that will meet you with that fire if you don't back your and stop talking to me.
That'll meet you with that fire. So I mean, so what's that supposed to mean? So what you gonna shoot the dude because he just said hello? Oh, okay. I keep forgetting. So y'all the most unprotected in America out here, the land of the free, where y'all could do anything y'all want to do. You on OnlyFans, shaking it fast. You know what I'm saying? You out here, you know what I'm saying, talk about, you know, you're not dating anybody unless they make $1 million a second and shit. You free to do, vote, whatever you want to do. Ain't nobody stopping you from getting educated. Ain't nobody stopping you from doing anything. But then, too, you down to put that fire on an elderly man because he just said hello.
What the French toast is gonna
Okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah, she tough. Oh yeah, she tough out there with that white woman's hair in her head, with that perm slacking all over the place. Crazy. My bad. This is crazy.
What the entitlement, the audacity, because you speak to me does not. I'm in the South too. Because you speak to me don't mean I have to. What? Men, do y'all agree with this? Women, do y'all like? As a black woman, do I have to speak with you? Can I go in and buy my groceries and go home to feed my family? You're not paying for the groceries. I'm probably uninterested because it looks like that gut was busting over. You couldn't even look down.
What is she talking about? Now she going all into like the dude was trying to actually talk to the lady about getting phone numbers and this, talking about the man's gut busting out and what is she see, this the damage that's going on out here. Some of these women are mentally and emotionally fucked up, bro. This is bad. You can't even just speak to a person and keep it moving without all this chaos that she's spewing. Listen to what she's saying. Are you kidding me? Well, I don't owe you I don't owe you to speak to you. I get that. Okay, fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you going all into something else, which also means that she got personal issues going on. You know what I'm saying? Things like that she talking out the side of her neck about. Jesus Christ, this is sad. These people really need emotional help, man. These people need some prayer out here. Seriously, this is crazy.
So what the French toast is gonna think about?
These people need some prayer. This is ridiculous. She going all in to talk about the dude gut fat and all the dude. She reacted to the dude's video. How you know his gut fat and all this other type of stuff? The video that we seen, dude wasn't even standing, he was sitting in the car. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Now, see anything that you can do anything to do it. Well, what's your purpose? Okay. Be glad she didn't meet you with that fire. Because not only did she not speak, you felt it enough. So I know you were just hawking her down, probably too. And that's this woman that
he was hawking her down because he got online and decided to ask a question that basically, you know, were black women speaking anymore? A simple question. And she said, "Oh, here, you better be glad she ain't hit you with that fire." That fire. What is that fire? I'm interested to know. Black women, get in the comment. Let me know what's that fire. What is fire? What are you talking about? Hit me with that fire in public? Okay, I'm calling the police on your raggedy ass.
So what the French toast is
We're gonna get your ass locked up. I'm pressing charges. Real talk. Shh, man, that fire. So you gonna get violent just because I said hello? I did. These people stupid.
keep looking at me a little too hard. You gonna make me uncomfortable. And don't make me nervous now.
Make you nervous, man. Sound like you need to go do something else. This is crazy right here. Do you see the toxic thought process of some of these individuals out here with this stupidity? Man, this is crazy, man. Let's keep going because it gets more and more toxic as we go on with the stupidity about just black people speaking to each other at this point. Because this is where we at now. This is where we at. It seems like black people just can't even speak to each other in public no more. This is ridiculous right here. They're trying to make it seem like this dude right here. And I've researched his page and stuff like that. You know, he's a church man. I don't think he was just really trying to talk to the chick to try to actually, you know, get her down and all that. Man, this is crazy. Let's keep.
There's a man going viral right now asking why black women don't speak in the grocery store anymore. And I've seen more than a few people drag that man to filth. And I can almost guarantee this man with a face like that was trying to talk to a young, beautiful black woman who was just trying to mind her business while shopping. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Now, I'm going to share a take that a lot of people aren't going to like, especially the men. But I'm going to be really, really, really honest and real with y'all. Black men are our apex predator.
Oh, so she just said black men are black women's apex predators.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
What? She just said that black men are black women's apex predators. So black men are just running around America, just terrorizing black women every day. Oh my goodness! Oh my! To be afraid of these black men. They're just running around America, just graping and doing all types of egregious things to black women every day, all day, every second of the hour. And this is the type of toxic energy that's being spewed out here. The reason why the decent black people can't actually get some footing in this society anymore. The decent black people are getting swept up under the rug from these toxic ass black folks that are out here talking out the side of their neck all day because they're not around any type of decent people. And the things that they're doing in their life are not being productive enough for God to bless them or to be around anybody that's actually about something other than some toxicity. And then they're wondering why they end up with these idiots in their lives all the time. This is crazy.
There is no other demographic that harms us more than black men. And that's the unfortunate truth. There are statistics on this. The numbers don't lie. So if we want to mind our business and not entertain you whenever you decide to speak to us, then so be it. No woman, regardless of her skin tone, her ethnic background, or whatever, owes you a conversation. To the woman he tried to approach, he could have looked like a scary older man to her. And men will fight tooth and nail to try and prove that they're not dangerous to us at all, that we should be flattered whenever they give us attention. She doesn't owe him a hello, a hi, a wave, eye contact, nothing. And if you or anyone else has a problem with black women not giving you attention, just leave us all alone collectively. Keep us out of your mouth. Keep us out of your sight.
See, this is another black woman talking about leave black women alone collectively. Don't talk to no black woman, stuff like that. But okay, then on the other side of the internet, you got black women. Well, why black men don't talk to us anymore? Why black men don't approach us anymore? You know, why black men don't, do this and that, open doors and this and that. So, the problem is out here, it's the confusion. It's the misunderstanding. And to be honest with you, though, with the quote unquote sisterhood or whatever the women got going on, things like that, they need to figure that out amongst themselves, because they got a certain percentage of black women out here talking out the side of their neck about leave us alone. We don't want to be bothered, this and that. We think y'all creeps. If you say hello, we're calling the cops on you, this and that. And then we got the other segment of black women out here. If you're paying attention to what's going on, we got the other segment out here. It's like, okay, well, why men aren't approaching women anymore? You know what I'm saying? I'm a lady. I don't want to approach a man. Like, that's not my position to do that. And I get that too, you know what I'm saying, traditionally. But at the same time, though, too, y'all not correcting y'all sisters with this crap out here. That's up to y'all with the sisterhood stuff to put certain women in line so y'all can act it. So the women that actually still do actually like men out here.
What the French toast is there to think about?
It can be acknowledged and get the men to approach you. But with this crazy stuff going on within the sisterhood and y'all got this confusion going on, ain't no man doing nothing no more. And this is where we at. So, all right, it's always more. Definitely with this situation right here, because this is crazy. This is crazy. So, yeah. I got two more for you guys, man, and we got to get through this because this is very important. Definitely amongst us as black people. Let's go here now.
And you say hello, and they act like you didn't say anything.
First of all, sir, you're making this a race thing. Women in general do not want men talking to them. Like, I'm sorry. Some of you guys take an invitation of hello or hi as in, you know, you want to take us home to your homes, to your places. You know, you don't want to, you're not saying hello just to say hello. That's how some of these dudes be operating nowadays. Why would I say hello to a dude and he approaching me and I know why he approaching me? It'll be pretty stupid to say hello. No one owes you guys anything. Women do not have to say hello to you. Get over yourself and your entitlement.
Now, the thing of this is what she's saying is most, you know, I guess from her experience, most men that she's been, you know, that has been approaching her has been wanting more from her. Now, at the same time, though, too, I mean, Jesus Christ, look at her. You know, she got bull rings in her nose, rings in her upper lip, lower lip, rings in her fucking eyebrows. I listen, look, I don't know. Now, hold on. You know, I get it. Some men out here are, you know, into certain things. To be honest with you, though, listen, look, man, and I get it. There are some men out here that are treacherous type of individuals, and I'm not knocking that because I know that there are, but to run around life and be this fucking terrified and things like that, to where you're just willing to shun the whole situation because you can't, you know, distinguish the difference, then that's a personal problem. You need to learn how to distinguish the difference. And also too, it should have been taught to you growing up. That's the whole purpose of being able to judge people. And I know every day, you know, nowadays, everybody wants to sit around where you shouldn't judge people and this and that. Nah, you're supposed to judge people. That's how you keep trash out of your circle.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
It's not that hard. It's very serious. That's how you keep trash out of your circle, is by judging people. Whether, you know, whether we like that word or not, that term, you know, judging, yeah, it is what it is. We judge people every day of who we, you know, we place them in certain categories, associates, close friends, you know, family, however, you know what I'm saying, it goes down. But yeah, though, no, this is crazy. And see, some of these people are in positions to where they wouldn't properly judge people. So they end up in crazy scenarios. Things are going wild and stuff like that. And then they get out here and be like, okay, well, all these people are bad and all men are bad and all this is bad or all women are bad. And it's like, no. It's just you don't have no discernment on how to deal with people on this planet. And it just is what it is. So we're about to go here to the final segment of the situation. Listen, look, I want to say shout out to this young lady.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Shout out to this young lady. And, you know, I know this particular broadcast here is a little long, but we got to talk about this because this is very serious here. So, yeah, she has something to say about what that older gentleman said and how women are just really losing their minds out here. Let's go here now.
Some of you all are dragging this whole black men speaking to you at the grocery store thing. Excuse my attire. I just got back from working out. Now, before I get into what I'm going to say, which is very unpopular, let me say this. You do not have to speak to anyone if you do not want to. That is your choice as a human being. He came on and asked a question.
Right.
And there were some women in the comments that said, I just don't feel like it. I don't want to be bothered. I'm just minding my business. You know, I feel this type of way. Understandable. And that's it. But now you all are dragging it to where now you're saying, well, why would a black man speak to me at a grocery store? Why don't black men? And it's becoming an issue with black men. First of all, for a lot of you all, this is our elder. This is a Gen X. Some people come from an era or a generation, or even some people come from certain parts of the world, like the South, where people are just hospitable, where people just speak to one another, especially the black community. There used to be a time where we acknowledge each other. How you doing, brother? How you doing, sister? Angie Stone used to have a song, Black Brother, you know, strong brother. We used to.
Right. Y'all remember that Angie Stone song? Black brother, strong brother. What? Yeah. My bad. Then, yeah, I keep forgetting that. You know what I'm saying? Black people, we let our music go so bad to these super corporations, stuff like that. They drove out all our real good music, our hip hop and neo soul and all that type of stuff that actually, used to soothe our souls. Y'all remember that?
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Yeah, that actually used to soothe our souls. Yeah, they drove that out. And y'all remember a while back, Angie Stone had that problem by getting her money too. You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother video. But at the end of the day, though, yeah, black people used to speak to each other. I grew up like that. I don't understand this. You know what I'm saying? And from what you've seen in this broadcast right here, most of these chicks are sitting around here like, well, oh, he must want something more and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that there's not some type of egregious men out here that do, do egregious stuff. But you can't sit there and just try to assume that every man that, speaks to you or something like that is an egregious person. Or just, he wants to do something horrible to you and things like that. This is crazy out here. This is crazy. Let's keep going.
Just acknowledge each other because we shared a common struggle. That man said one word, 2 syllables, hello, and we are losing our minds. You can literally say hello to someone and keep it pushing. It takes you no energy to say hello. Literally keep it pushing. Right. Like you can physically push your cart, say hello, and keep going. Instead, you're making this, black women are tired. That man asked a simple question. Not every.
And to speak on what this young lady just said too, said some black women could be tired because y'all whatever situation y'all in out there, some of y'all are in these areas where y'all dealing with these ratchet ass thug type dudes and shit like that are ignorant people and they don't care about their lives nor yours. And they just happen to have the same skin color as you. Now, I'm not saying at all that there aren't certain, black men in the black community that are, these bum, treacherous, evil thinking ass individuals, just like on the other side of the black community with women. There are evil women in the black community. But to walk around here every day, and we've lost our way as far as the black community, that we don't speak to each other, at least, to keep some type of decorum amongst each other, is the reason why we're losing the fight in society as a culture. And we can't keep anything at home. Look at what just happened with the Essence Festival this past, situation and stuff. The Essence Festival got sold off, and you got a shit ton of black women out here pissed off because, the Essence Festival don't represent the true the true black Americans that, basically created the Essence Festival. Now, that's a whole nother topic. Let's keep going.
Man is hitting on you, ladies. I don't believe a man is hitting on me until a man tells me I'm hitting on you, I'm interested, I like you, and I want you. Other than that, I'm just going to say hello. Then it's like, he has to buy your groceries. Maybe I would have said hello. Okay, so is it a matter of you not wanting to speak, or you're not wanting to speak unless somebody buys you something?
Oh, hold on. I hadn't even got this deep off in the video yet. What did she just say? Hold on. Hold on.
And it's like, he has to buy your groceries. Maybe I would have said hello. Okay, so is it a matter of you not wanting to speak, or you're not wanting to speak unless somebody buys you something?
Play prostitution.
What the French toast is there to think about?
What this young lady just say? She just asked the question to a lot of young ladies out there. What's the issue here? So is the issue that he didn't present himself to buy your groceries first, and then you would have spoke to him, or you not, speaking back because he didn't offer to buy your groceries? And listen, look, man, it's a lot of chicks out here that's on that play like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I call them play prostitutes, For real though. They don't do this and they don't do that unless you're buying this or buying that. I'm like, baby, at that point, why don't you just go right out and just ask for, the cash for, the time or something like that? Let's just, stop beating around the bush.
Buy your own groceries. I don't need anybody to buy my groceries for me to say hello to them. I can buy my own groceries because trust me, if a man buys your groceries, he's going to be expecting more than a hello. Again, if you don't want to speak, cool. But stop making this a gender war. Stop making this, oh, black men, oh, how dare you? The man's video was 5 seconds long. He just asked a question, answer it, and keep it pushing. But making entire think pieces on this and doing all this, y'all are doing too much. The man said hello. He didn't say, hey, little mama, how you doing? Let me whisper in your ear. We'll never grow as a people if we keep tearing each other down for the littlest things.
Right. Yo.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
Ooh, she spit fire. And I know this broadcast is a little long, but this had to get out here. We had to see the different angles of these people and their thought processes about this particular topic right here, because this is serious. This is serious. Definitely in the black community, when we're trying to speak to each other out in public and things like that. And it's come to this point here to where, yes, it's a huge problem now with us speaking to each other, just saying hello. And everybody, you know what I'm saying, and definitely from, you know, some of the ladies' standpoints, they think that a lot of men want something from them and things like that. They on guard very hard out here in public. I get it to some degree because, you know, some ladies have ran into, you know, the most toxic side of black men, and, you know, black men have ran into some of the most toxic sides of black women. And this is the struggles that we're having here with this, you know, gender war, however you want to put it. But no, though, man, this is crazy. And yeah, that gentleman just asked a simple question and things like that. I don't think he was trying to be egregious in that grocery store or trying to get the young lady's number or whoever the lady was. We don't even know how old the lady was. Like I said before, you know, it's just being taken out of context and just ran with across TikTok. This is ridiculous here, highly disrespectful. And I think some people definitely need help mentally, spiritually. And, you know, it's a sad day out here. But listen, look, man, it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.